Good morning, America. Day number 4, Yossi Golan, Entrepreneur of the Week. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hi, everyone. Hopefully you have an exciting week, a lot of real estate deals, and today we have day number 4 of Entrepreneur of the Week, Yossi Golan. We saw remarkable posts from him so far, so it's really exciting to read all of these posts to you. So today topic is the obligations of an Israeli real estate agent. This post will deal with the field that we all experience and know, both from personal experience and if not, then certainly from the experience of family circle or friends. The Israeli mediator, points of contact, because knowledge is power. Okay, so you decided to sell your apartment. You have been debating whether to try to market the property yourself or enlist it with a professional. You decided and applied for a professional service from a realtor. You have signed brokerage agreement with him on all your obligations. But wait, as part of this engagement, does the broker also have obligations to you? The answer, certainly yes. And it is important that you get to know them. What is the requirement of the law and regulations? Section 9A of the law provides, a real estate broker will not be entitled to a brokerage fee unless the client has signed a written invitation to perform real estate brokerage activities, which includes all the details determined by the Minister of Justice with the approval of the Knesset Constitution, Law and Justice Committee. Knesset is kind of like the House of Representatives in Israel. From this, we learn that a broker can charge a brokerage fee only if he has signed a brokerage order form with you and only if the form includes all the details determined by the Minister of Justice. What are the details that must be on the form? Regulation 1 of the Real Estate Broker Regulations, Written Order Details 5777-1997 provides, 1997 provides, in a written invitation to carry out a real estate brokerage operation, pursuant to Section 9A of the law, at least the following details shall be included. Number 1, names, addresses, and identification numbers of the broker and the client. Number 2, the type of transaction in respect of which the broker's action is requested, such as lease or sale. Number 3, a description of the property subject to the brokerage operation. Number 4, the approximate transaction price. Number 5, the agreed amount of the brokerage fee or the rate of the agreed brokerage fee. The question arises, are these all his duties? Signing a form in which these details appear? What about his very mission, marketing the property to potential buyers? And the answer, of course, these are not all his duties. Section 14 of this act provides, a real estate agent will be entitled to a brokerage fee from a client if all of the following are met. He was licensed under this law while engaging in the mediation. So the broker needs to be licensed. Number 2, he has compiled with the provisions of Section 9 written order including all the details specified by law. Number 3, he was the effective factor that led to the parties entering into a binding agreement. To sum up, in order to be eligible for brokerage fee, the broker must sign you for ordering brokerage services. He is obligated to fill in all the details. He is required to have a valid brokerage license at this time. And most importantly, it should be the effective factor that led to the engagement between the parties. Okay, the broker who signed the agreement has a brokerage license and was the effective agent. So are we done? Does he have additional debt? The answer, yes, he has. The law imposes additional obligations on him. He may not mediate in a transaction if he has a personal interest in the real estate or the transaction. So basically, if he's related to the transaction, if he owns it, I saw several listings that it was mentioned that the real estate agent owned the apartment, for example. Unless he has disclosed this to the client and obtained this written consent. So he needs to tell you that he is related to that property, and it needs to be disclosed and in written form. You must not disclose to a person information that came from the customer and without his consent. He is not allowed to engage in legal actions such as drafting a memorandum of understanding and more. Confused? Maybe a little. This is fine. The best, safest, and most correct way, as always, is to surround yourself with professionals who are experts in their field and straight through who will guide you. It will be clarified and emphasized that the author of this post is not an attorney, and of course that legal advice is required before making a transaction. The purpose of the post was to balance the equation between you investors and the realtor. In the next post, we will leave the Holy Land and return to the world of real estate in the United States and discuss various and unique issues in real estate. All right, so there's a nice Hobbit style picture here. And before we leave you guys, let's take a look what's going on our website. Let's see what kind of news we have. It's always interesting to go daily and see what's going on. All right, so you see this post. All right. It appears in my diary that there is an annual conference. All right, so this is our annual conference. Let's look at that. The vast water sources of the Mississippi River. So this is kind of cool. Let's open it. Let's take a look at it. All right, someone is asking, I'm interested in selling free properties in Philadelphia. And all of them are in nature in terms of rental income. So he's looking for the cost. Another one, would you believe that little New York City is home to 1 million more people than all of this red zone? Let's take a look at that. I would be happy to address the issue of opening a US bank account. So we have this service of opening bank accounts to foreign investors. You're welcome to go to our site. Good morning to everyone. Good evening to everyone, to all who missed, turn and ask. Okay, so there is a webinar here. Median sales prices homes in Dallas, Fort Worth. Wow, this is crazy. Look at it. In the last 10 years. I would love a recommendation regarding an insurance agent in Ohio. So as you can see, there's many posts. Hello, realtors. So now that the corona is nearing completion, can anyone recommend a real estate conference? Does anyone know the procedure for transferring a property registered in a first name to an LLC? So you're going to have all of these answers on our website. Good day, friends. A question for those who understand taxation on multifamily in the US. All right, so let's take a look quickly. So you can see in this map, it's kind of crazy. Look at all of these small rivers eventually going into the Mississippi River and going into the Gulf of Mexico. So whoever didn't visit the US, you should. It's amazing. You see Ohio, Illinois, Missouri, Yellowstone, Arkansas, really amazing. All right. This person is looking to sell free properties in Philadelphia, asking for help. Can you recommend a realtor? So many people contact him in our forum. So this map, look at it. Nearly 1 million more people live in the 5 boroughs of New York City. So almost 9 million people live here compared to 7.5 million in all of this red circle. So it's kind of amazing the concentration in New York City compared to all of these, I guess, more rural areas. We took a trip to Oregon and Washington. There's a lot of nature. There's a lot of nature in this area, so people are really spread around. Where would you prefer to live? You can see that how dense, for example, Texas is. All of these small squares, all of these areas, and here the divisions are larger, so it's kind of amazing. I would be happy to address the issue of opening a US bank account. All right, so basically you can go to our website and you should switch to English, and under company services, you're going to have open a US bank account, and we would be happy to help you with that. Okay, this is what we do. One of the things that we do currently, a bank that we operate with is Bank of America. We have connections right at the management of the bank, and we have attorneys that are doing that service to you. So just add this cost to part of your transaction. You're buying a property for 150, 200, 300,000. So this is a small cost to make it possible for you. And by the way, so this person mentions, what is the knowledge of cost that I should expect? I will note that so far I've used TransferWise, okay, but the problem with TransferWise, my motivation for opening a bank account following a tenant assistance program, according to which homeowners are compensated for any missing rent during the Corona period. Assistance program funds can only be transferred to a bank account. So basically, it makes sense for you guys to open a bank account instead of using TransferWise, because you might be eligible for this assistance for whatever rents you didn't get. All right, so we have this post from Tal Levy about one of his online meetings, podcasts. So for all of those who missed, contacted and asked is a link to the recording of the seminar Due Diligence. All right, so he basically talks about due diligence before buying a property. You can see here the binoculars looking at the property. All right, interesting. So it's almost look unreal because all of these spikes are kind of the same. It's crazy, up, down, up, down, up, down. Kind of crazy. But these are supposed to be the median sale prices for houses in Texas. See, Yaron Yashar, Keller William, Dallas Midtown, 150. Okay, almost double since 2012. So kind of crazy. And I would love to recommend a recommendation regarding an insurance agent in Ohio. So this is another thing that you can read in our forum and hear about suggestions. Hello, realtors. So now that the Corona is nearing completion, can anyone recommend a real estate conference? All right. So he's asking about the real estate conference, Terpenship. You're welcome to come to our conference in Israel in case that you're in Israel. Does anyone know the procedure for transferring a property registered in a first name to an LLC? All right. So this is another in the state of Alabama, another question in our forum. I personally did that, but in another state. Good day, friends. A question for those who understand taxation. Okay, so you can see all of these questions been answered on the website or in our forum. You can always click this link and go to the original post in our forum. So that's it for you guys for today, and we'll see you tomorrow.